guess that's the cue for me to pick up my microphone and start talking like this is the Big Dumb Fun Show. My name is Aaron.
I am Bankman. Right over there we've got
Rina.
Rita Meta.
Yup.
TV's Rita Meta, my favorite host of KCWE. I don't know who these jokers are now that think they're running the show.
The only host of KCWE till just
recently.
Days ago.
And these guys get hired on KCWE, and their first big gig is J-Lo. But you got to see J-Lo, so it's like you're one up. Of course, you were in the stands where they were probably backstage, like dressing her and stuff.
Yeah. I saw some photos. I was a little saddened.
Yeah, but we were talking during the break about all the steam coming off the Big Dumb Fun Show. Not only are we've got some very high resolution, high definition cameras coming at you now, but the website statistics are through the roof. Our demographics looking great, and brand spanking new website is just days, if not even hours away from being unleashed to the public.
Well, forget all that. I mean, that's great. That's wonderful. We've got that. It's under our belt now. But you know what we have that we haven't had in a while?
Boo freaking yeah.
Some nice coverage from Tony Botello of Tony's Kansas City.
Absolutely.
I'm so upset that I missed
You're
that.
upset. You have no idea how upset I am. I'm going to go Kardashian on you here in a minute.
Go ahead, yell at me.
Because
and then I'll go.
I wanted you to be here. Tony wanted you to be here.
Well, don't you think wasn't I going back?
The last
and forth
thing we
with
needed
you?
was more pictures of Ross McGinnis sitting in your seat.
No.
Well, we came the day of. I told Gunnar.
I mean, he's an attractive man.
Don't get me wrong. He's a nice POA, but the day of, Gunnar goes, "Is Rina going to be here?" I'm like, I don't even know. Like, and I read the text. I'm like, not going to be in tonight. I'm like, okie doke. Well, I am going to be in tonight, but then I'll have to leave really early or something like that. And I was like, okay. And then it's not looking good. Not going to be in. I'm like, I don't know if she's coming in or not.
Well, I was trying so hard, and it was just like one of those things where it was just the family was doing this and the family wasn't. Then they were doing this, and I was like, okay, I could at least come get this over with, because you had told me Tony was going to be here, and I really wanted to be there for that, and I really wanted to be there for all the situation. And then it was just like all of a sudden all this drama just went down, and
I think the reason...
I think
that's when you stop
up.
answering your phone and you show up here.
Well, no, not when you live with them.
I figured that Aaron was going to be very upset because the only picture of him was blurry. Like Tony came in, took like 1,000 pictures.
He didn't take 1,000.
He posted up a couple of them on the
Can we call
more
Tony
than Ross did, but
Can we call Tony in and get a rain check?
You know how hard it was to get him in this time?
Oh, well, the time that
I had to literally run into him at the Westport Coffee House. He had to approach me. That's how hard it was.
Well,
Gunnar took his cell phone. He said, if you want the cell phone back, pick it up Monday at 7 o'clock.
Tony was supposed to come a few weeks or months back,
That's
and he didn't show up.
And it was the same situation. There I was at the coffee house, sitting literally right behind him, ignoring him, waiting for him to say something to me.
Well,
because I'm a star, you know.
Can I say something?
I like to play hard to get.
Good things are hard to come.
That's right. And Tony was definitely hard to get here.
And so am I.
And
that's true.
Do you know who I am?
And then when he gets here, he doesn't want to even be on the air. And I think that has everything to do with Darla Jane.
Who's Darla Jane?
He does
exactly.
He does radio I guess he does. He's like a little co-host type thing.
Well, it's not a co-host. I think what he is a recurring character on Darla J's show, where he has a very liberal point of view about local politics, and he gets to go on 980 KMBZ.
I'm going to put my plea out there to Tony, Kansas City, and say, please come back on the show.
Here's what the article sounds like. It was entitled The Big Dumb Fun Show and Brad Meehan. Last night, for just a few moments, I was lucky enough to stop into Kansas City's top internet, one of Kansas City's top internet radio programs, The Big Dumb Fun Show. They've been going strong for years now. It seems to be hitting their stride and looking to expand into HD video simulcasts, along with a few new content tricks that we'll report soon enough.
Booyah.
That was Rina Meta, of which you weren't here that night. Brad Meehan was on there as well, and talked a little bit about how Brad was on our show last week. And then he posted a couple pictures, one of me that's very much
he gave
like
Brad
this.
a very nice compliment about him being not only just a funny comedian, but a clean comedian.
It's tough to do.
Bucking the trend of being dirty.
I don't need a guilt conscience here. I had enough
No, there's no. I'm just reading the article now.
I know.
We're just
so
working
sad.
on you for these other 3 dates.
Say, I feel really, really bad, and
well, you'd want this coverage. This would be good for you.
Of course I would, and I felt really bad because that's why I was going.
Could we Photoshop your face over Ross's?
We could.
Well, that's why I was going back and forth.
I mean,
with
the body wouldn't match
because I was so trying. I was like, okay, I'm coming. Okay, I'm not. Okay, I'm coming. Okay, I'm not.
The article continues. Jeff Venkman-Hurst has sharpened his game as a performer as he remains the heart of the show. Which I would always say more the balls, but...
more the heart murmur.
Aaron Gnurk expertly handles the controls and the producing duties of the program. So Gnurk gets a shout-out and a blurry photograph. As always, Big Dumb Fun Show is a good time and long-standing Kansas City internet radio tradition that's soon to step up their local game on local cable TV. More news to follow on that. YouTube and probably a great many smartphones, which are already on. So Barry, thanks to Tony just stopping by the 2 seconds he could stop by. It was great. We tried to even say, hey, you want to come on the show? He's like, dude, I got 2 white women in my car. I'm like, all right, fine, you're out.
I'm glad you're here at all.
Now, here's where it gets interesting. With Tony's Kansas City, you have a bunch of haters that usually get on there.
Yeah.
And they start just
tearing
up the show. Just totally tearing it up. First comment from Anonymous, which not going to be good. It says, Venkman and the other guys are some of the best radio folks on the air today. That's it. I'm like, well, that is really great. That is nothing like I thought was going to get posted. And then somebody else said, agree. Like, holy crap. Once again, very, very interesting. Then Brad Meehan gets on there. He says, great seeing you. And then Aaron Gnurk replies to everybody saying, thanks goes out to Tony for stopping by Monday night for a few minutes. TKC is a BDFS fanimal who supported and reported on us since 2004. We appreciate the kind words, coverage, and are honored to know you.
That's so exciting.
Yeah, end of story. And so, we did get a lot of feedback, a lot of links to our website.
We actually get a little bit of traffic from Tony's article.
Which Tony can get traffic to anything.
I think we had that when we did the Rina story, and Tony published that. We had a lot of click-throughs from Tony's site to that. But this one was an interesting click-through from New York City, from Hearst.
Can I send cupcakes
television
to Tony? How do I win his heart back on the show? I'll send cupcakes.
I think if you
I'd send you a picture of it. Send him a picture of your cupcakes. That might do it.
That's true.
Have you ever looked at Tony's site? He has. It's not G-rated, but it's not X-rated. And he certainly likes to have beautiful women, and you are a beautiful woman.
Well, I'll send cupcakes.
Tell him that you'll do an expose for him.
There you go.
And you'll wear the Princess Leia costume.
You know what? If that's what it takes for the show, for the good of the show.
Do it for the show.
That's what we got to do. All right, so when we come back, we'll talk useless news. We'll also talk politics. We'll talk about this breast cancer in relation to Penn State. What I tell you in a few minutes might absolutely blow your mind.
Oh, booyah.
To the flow,